So Leo, your week beginning the 15th of September suggests there could be an exciting but totally unexpected encounter in the first half of this week. It may be just a flirtatious connection. It may be that there's something you're very invested in around your talents or creativity, which you can share with someone, and their enthusiasm really can give you a buzz. But as the week goes on, Mercury, the planet of communication, does come into a stifling opposition with Saturn. Around shared resources or everyday money, if you're seeing something very differently to someone you have to collaborate with, that can actually make you feel quite tense. But there is a bit of a paradox at the heart of this week, because your finances could really be revived by Venus moving into the sign of Virgo on Friday. And in fact, through to the middle of October, there could be some genuine serendipity when it comes to your income. But you know, the Sun is going to also go face to face with Saturn in that sector of shared finances, and that works its way into the solar eclipse at the end of this week. If you're wanting to create a firmer foundation for everyday money, you're wanting to be a bit thriftier, you're wanting to make the most of the resources you've got, squeeze more out of your assets, this is a solar eclipse which is perfect to do that. But that Venus change does suggest there could be the potential to have a little bit of luxury, even if on the whole you're being very disciplined. Mercury is also going to move into a speedier part of your situation. Although it's initially challenged by Saturn and Neptune, it is actually going to forge a very engaging link with Uranus and Pluto. If there's something you want to say to someone, an idea you have, this can give you the confidence to articulate it with a lot of panache. But that solar eclipse is in an opposition to Saturn. And I feel this week's complexities really lie not in your approach to resources or how you're managing your finances or based on your values or how you're using the assets you've got. It's more about when you need to work with someone else. Because if you encounter someone or you're involved in a relationship where you don't have the same values or you have a different approach to money, one of you's perhaps freer and easier with resources, that can definitely cause some tensions. Also, the second and eighth houses that come up this week, it's not just about money, it can also be about what we're attached to. And that attachment can be in terms of possessiveness, but it may also be to do with intimacy. If you're in a relationship which is lacking a degree of closeness, that could be something you really yearn for. And in some cases, if there is such differences between you that you don't feel you can reconcile them, it could go all the way to a consideration about whether the relationship can continue to go forwards. But if you meet someone over the next 6 months, I think the defining thing you should look for is whether your values align. It's a very old, perhaps old world view. You know, these days lots of different people from different backgrounds connect, and it can work so well. But when we do have shared value, even if our ideals don't necessarily completely match, whether it's about children, whether it's about money, possessions, it really does help to make things flow that much more easily. So if you're encountering someone who tends to be quite miserly, whether it's a boss, a co-worker, a family member, someone who takes your resources or your generosity for granted, this could be a week when that really starts to rankle. But I do want you to be optimistic that there is a chance for you to boost your income through to the middle of next month. Please join me at my new website at patrickarundell.com. Download that free natal chart with that terrific interpretation. Please see below for more. patrickarundell.com.